Hey, Facebook Nation. This your girl Jamaican Joan with Influential Thursday. But please don't go anywhere because we are going to be right back. Welcome back to Influential Thursday on the Joan Henry Show. I'm your girl Jamaican Joan, and tonight we have a very amazing show for you. I see that technology won't allow us to be great. It's trying for us not to be great, but we are going to show technology what we're made of, right? So, yes, as you know, the show is normally at 8 o'clock, and as you could see, it's 8:45. And we're just getting started because technology is trying to have its way, but we're going to show technology something different. This is Girls Power, it's Women's History Month, and we're going to get the show rolling. So I have with me here tonight the amazing Dr. Carolyn White Washington. And before I introduce her, let me read tonight mindset quote. And it's from one of her favorites, Maya Angelou. And she said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And I just love it. So Dr. Carolyn is an empowerment strategist, author, podcast host, and entrepreneur. Dr. Carolyn Washington is dedicated to empowering women and girls in mind, body, and spirit. Her mission is to see all women win. Dr. Carolyn founded Sisters for Sisters, Inc., a nonprofit organization in 1999 in Prince George's County, Maryland. Dr. Carolyn is a proud graduate of Howard University, HU, where she pledged Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Inc. She is also a member of Reed Temple AME Church and has recognized for her work with women and girls globally with many awards and citations. So viewers, you will learn more about this amazing woman about her work through this interview because I didn't read the entire bio. I want her to kind of speak on her own to talk about herself because this is Women's History Month and we ought to be proud of our accomplishments. So Dr. Carolyn White Washington, welcome to Influential Thursday on the Joan Henry Show. How are you doing today?
I'm blessed, I'm thankful, and I'm grateful. Thank you so much, Sister Joan, for having me on this evening.
Okay, absolutely. No problem at all. It's my pleasure. So, viewers, if you could just drop in the feed where you're watching from, and let me thank those who are watching live and those who will be watching the replay, whether you're watching in Facebook or if you're watching from YouTube. Hit the share icon on your screen and let's share this video, share this broadcast with your network. So, to kick things off, Dr. Carlin, what is the mission of Sisters for Sisters?
Well, certainly, Sisters for Sisters, Inc. was founded in 1999 in my home in Prince George's County, Maryland, and it's dedicated to the empowerment of women and girls in mind, body, and spirit through enlightening personal and professional development workshops, as well as engaging community outreach in the areas of HIV/AIDS, domestic and sexual violence, girls mentoring, as well as mental and heart health and homelessness.
Okay, awesome. So, you have a couple of programs, but let us start off by talking about the Love Program. Tell us what is the Love Program and what are the services?
Well, back in, I guess it was 2012, we had a member who was actually in an abusive relationship, and we supported her by going to court. And as we sat in the courtroom, case by case, the defendant's charges were being dismissed. And they were being dismissed because the women did not come to court, did not basically voice their concerns, so they continued to dismiss the case. Now, our member, of course, she got her necessary paperwork and she got all of her, the system worked for her. Let me put it that way. And so while I sat there, I was very sad to see so many women feeling a sense of whether it was fear, whether it was intimidation, whether it was just totally gone back to their abuser. But apparently, someone did not nurture them, support them, give them what they needed to go through the process. So at that point, I decided we needed to make a change. And we, at that point, birthed love. Love stands for Leave Out Violence Every Day. And with the Love program, we support women and girls that are in transition from domestic and sexual violence. With that, we provide so many services. We help them with emergency shelter, we help them with hotels, we help them with transportation, as well as things like babies' pampers, love support bags that will give them toiletries, as well as gift cards, things to help them to know they're not alone. But most of all, we give them hope. We partner them with other women that have escaped domestic or sexual violence, almost as like a mentor, but it's a sister care type of situation. And we just let them know that they are not alone, that they have no reason to be ashamed, and that someone cares about them.
Okay, awesome. That's an amazing program. And thank you, Elvita, for watching out of Miami. Thank you for tuning in. So you have held over, to be exact, 575 impactful programs and workshops in the community. So, in addition to the Love program that you have just talked about, what are some of the other programs? And please share what level of support and impact they have in the community.
That's a good question. It's amazing. It's not until you have to do year end reports or if you have to like tell your story that you're reminded of all the things you've done. And I might add, we could have never, ever done what we do if it was not for the support of our community, our members, ambassadors, and sponsors. We would be lost, truly lost. As a result from the Love program, we've helped women not only find an escape and find safety, but in the Love program, we have a Real Men Don't Hit Women campaign where we bring men together to discuss domestic violence, conflict resolution, how to make better love choices. We also have a support group for women monthly that may have been in a domestic or sexual violent relationship, and that's every month. Along with that is we also do something called the Handbags of Hope across America, where we collect handbags for women and girls that are escaping, that are in various shelters around the country. What started off locally here in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, has now expanded globally. Also, it's in Nigeria as well as England. And year to date, along with my partner, my sister Rita Hall, we have collected over 20,000 handbags with toiletries, gift cards, undergarments that go into women's shelters and also help women on the run. Along with that is we have just a number of programs, but one of the programs, Joan, that you've attended is our annual Silent Tears No More Domestic and Sexual Violence Prayer Breakfast, which we do every year. And we engage men in our community to be a part of the conversation because it certainly doesn't help if it's just a woman's issue because it's not. It's a community issue. So proudly, we've had our partners, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, as well as Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, as well as the Missionary Society of Reed Temple and several other faith-based organizations who have joined with us and lent us support. Our other programs outside of love is one that we just observed yesterday, which is our SOS campaign, Saving Our Sisters from HIV AIDS. Yesterday was Women and Girls HIV/AIDS Day, March 10th, and we had an outstanding program. You can visit our website to look at it online. We also have a program for our young girls, our teen queens, as I like to call them, and that is our Camp Possibilities Daughters of Destiny. And we do a summer camp, which we also did during the pandemic to help our young girls know that there's nothing they can't do, because if they can see it, they can be it. So we bring women that are doing outstanding works in the community, but also women that may have had a rough road, to show them that you can still fall as long as you see you can get back up. So those are two of our campaigns, as well as our Harriet Tubman Shelter Project, which we've been doing probably for almost 20 years, where we have gone down to DC General, as well as centers here in Prince George's County, Shepherd's Cove, the Family Crisis Center, helping women who are homeless. And sadly, about 60% of women that are homeless are in that situation because they escaped domestic violence. So, what we've done is help them with undergarments and warm coats and transportation and even apartment deposits, to help them get back on their feet. So, that's a program that's really near and dear to our heart as well. And so, as you can see, our hands are full, and we're always looking for good volunteers to help us with the mission, because truly, my philosophy is that one woman can change many things, but many women can change everything. So, we're looking to change everything.
Okay, awesome. And I had the opportunity, I don't know what that was, but I had the amazing opportunity to volunteer my very first time attending one of your programs. I think it was a silent no tears, that one.
Silent
I
tears, no
silent
more.
tears, no more. Yes. So I served as a volunteer for that one, and I've attended several of the other of your programs, and these are all amazing programs, and you're just doing an outstanding job in the community. So since we're in a pandemic, what are some of the ways that your organization, Sisters for Sisters, supports the community? How are you able to do that?
Well, Joan, it's ironic. Today is the anniversary of the date that they proclaimed today that we were in a pandemic, that we were experiencing a global pandemic. At the time, we had just done our event, Women and Girls HIV/AIDS Day at Kentland Community Center. We had testing and Planned Parenthood and so many organizations that came on board. It was a great event, great gathering. So since that time, the women became very, very nervous, fearful, frightened, filled with uncertainties, challenges. What does it mean? We have to stay in. We've never experienced this. So that very first week, 52 weeks ago, we just celebrated on Monday, midday motivation. Every day for 15 weeks, we met and encouraged women, talked about masks, talked about safety, tried to relinquish some of the fears that folks were having, trying to give them hope, bringing great speakers that were talking about some of the things they were challenged with in life and how they overcame, just trying to keep folks' spirits lifted. So we did that. We've also, during the pandemic, distributed over 3,800 meals and produce by door to door to our seniors, women that had the coronavirus when it was a frightening thing, leaving food at the doors and things of that nature, but also families that had no transportation for the drive-ins. So we did that. We've also distributed more than 5,000 pieces of PPE. That's the mask, that's the hand sanitizers, the gloves. We distributed to those that same population, but also we mailed some things to some folks, because folks, there was a shortage of these items early on, and still is a challenge. We have distributed at least 2,000 pieces to the homeless population that were in need. Along with that, is Sisters for Sisters Incorporated donated 2 iPads to a local hospital so that family members could see their loved ones, because they were cutting off, visits and things of that nature. So we donated these iPads to the hospital, brand new, so families could remain connected. Along with that is we've distributed food, and we've along with the food, we've done clothing, we've done baby pampers. And I'm just so proud. Since the pandemic, we have helped three women get into their own automobiles by paying their deposits, their taxes, their tax, so they could change their lives. I personally had gone 2 years without a car that was drivable. So I know what it felt like. So giving these women cars helped them to change the trajectory of their whole life, helped them to really provide more for their families. And we're so proud of that. So we're working on car number four car number 4. But we are just really proud of those accomplishments through the pandemic.
And rightfully so, because a lot of people, this is a need. It's serious. It is a need, and a lot of folks have the desire to go out there and work, but if you don't have a way of getting there, that makes it even much harder. So being able to have the transportation, to get to where you need to get to is very, absolutely very important. And so what is the biggest area of need in the community for women and girls who are, of course, disadvantaged? And how can the community help you help them?
That's an amazing question. First of all, I just would like for everyone to be kind to one another. Be kind to your sister. You don't know her story. Joan, we've helped more women with red bottom shoes and Gucci bags than women on the streets of Washington, D.C. Women are experiencing a lot of challenges right now, and we just have to be kind and not judge one another, and just try to understand what it means to walk in the fruit of the spirit, patience and love. And I think that with 2.2 million women around the country ending their employment, leaving their jobs to take care of their families, to educate their children, who did was in various works that closed down. That we have to be sensitive to one another. But in terms of helping out, we just got a box of 200 hand warmers earlier today to help the homeless population. And I know if I don't know what town you're in, but it was warm today. But cold weather is coming back in the next few days. So we're being prepared. Along with that, people can always donate because we definitely show what we're doing with the money. It's amazing. I met a sister the other day who had the courage to escape her abuser. And she says, "But Miss Carolyn, I don't have any food." So we met her at the store, gave her $100 gift card, and that's regular. That's almost every week. That's what we do to help women find their way out of whatever their situation. It may not be domestic violence, it may not be unemployment. It just may be I'm overwhelmed because my kids are eating me out of house and home because they're home all day. You know what I mean? And so, and then we help them with programs that assist them. We had a sister that could not get her unemployment for months, several months. And we had someone in the organization that worked with her. She got a lump sum check and she's just singing hallelujah. She's happy. So we're helping navigate through this new system we call the new day. People says, well, everything's going to go back to normal soon. It's going to be a long time. And until that time, we're going to teach you how you can do certain things, how you do your unemployment. If you make a certain amount, how you get a SNAP card so you can take care of your family, the utility assistance programs, whatever the programs are out here. PPE, we got someone who knows how to do all these entrepreneur programs. And so we're here to help women this pandemic and beyond.
Awesome. And again, that's all I could say, just simply awesome. And you've been doing this for a long time, and there's no stopping in sight, right? So yes, so for those who are watching it, any way that you can contribute to help this organization, help the community, it would be much appreciated. So with all this that you have going on for you for, what is it, over 20 years since
20.
1999, you've been running this race. Tell us, what are the top three principles that you live by and why those three?
Well, we embrace the word of God from Matthew that stated, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was naked, you clothed me. I think having a heart of giving is the key. Giving from your heart to those less fortunate is the best thing you could ever do with your life. Also, pursuing your purpose with passion. Whatever is in your hands, whatever you feel is your calling and assignment, just do it. Like you, Joan, tonight, you could have easily said, that's okay, I'll reschedule. But you pressed and you pushed and you pursued your purpose. And I thank you for that. But I have to say, the number one advice or word share is gratitude. Live the life of an attitude of gratitude. That is my mantra for life. I believe that's what changed my life. And I think it's the most important thing we can do through the pandemic and beyond is to be grateful because 500 plus 500,000 plus Americans did not make it on today, on this March the 11th, 2021. They did not see it. And some of those people I know, some of them I admired and respected, but they are not here today. So I am grateful to have life and breath.
Amen to that. So, you're an appointed commissioner on the Prince George's County Commission for Women. So, what is your role and how does it benefit the community, your role with what you do with them?
Wow. I am just really honored and grateful to our county executive, Angela Also Brooks, who is a phenomenal leader. She appointed me and about 11 other women in Prince George's County as commissioners to really be the voice for women and girls in our county. And we definitely work hard to bring positive changes to our community of women and girls and advocate for them with information and resources to assist them.
Okay, awesome. So, as of course, we're celebrating Women's History Month. And what I want to ask you, what words of encouragement would you share with women who are still trying to find their way, who are still trying to find their passion, who are still trying to find their niche? What words of encouragement would you share with that woman?
Wow. I have to say, the fact that if you're tuning in, you're already making a step in the right direction. Surround yourself with people that have your answers and not your problem. Surround yourself with people that can pour into you. You know, Dr. Fields is a great mentor to many. She's an encourager. She brings life, and she just brings a positive word. Make sure you are very, very careful in this season about your surroundings. Who are you spending your time with? Are they pouring into you or draining from you? Folks should be able to leave deposits that will nurture you and bring you closer to your destiny. As we celebrate Women's History Month, I am reflecting on the fact that I have a group of 8 women that have transitioned, most of them, who pour into me and whose words I lean on. During this Women's History Month, find someone that you can glean from, not copy from, but glean from, because the ancestors definitely, most definitely leaves clues. Harriet Tubman, my girl, she said, I would have freed all of the slaves if only they knew they were in slavery. Dr. Dorothy Height, Maya Angelou, Oprah Winfrey. I mean, great women. Yesterday, one of my sorors, Marsha Fudge, was actually they passed her through to be the new Department of HUD Secretary of HUD. And I remember the woman who was number one, and I remember going to her memorial service, Patricia Harris. I know her history. So the baton, 40 years ago, the baton was passed, and now Marsha Fudge has taken that baton. The baton is being passed to all of us. Now we have to get the courage, the strength, and the fearlessness to catch it and just run the race and do what we are called to do. And I promise you one thing, in your purpose, you will find your peace. In your purpose, you will find a way to excel. You will have a place to breathe and relax because you're in your purpose and it feels good. How do you find that? Start with your gratitude. What are you grateful for? And reflect back on the things that bring you joy. It's never too late to begin again. I don't care what age you are, you're not too young, and you're definitely not too old because truly, I believe if you believe in the higher power, in God, that your best is truly yet to come.
Amen and amen and amen. So, with that being said, I'm about to ask you a question that I ask everyone that I've interviewed on this show. How do you personally define success?
Wow. For me, success is following God's assignment every day for my life and not to flow in what I feel, what my emotions are, but what the assignment is, what I hear Him whispering early at 5 o'clock in the morning. That is success, is pleasing my Father in heaven and living that kingdom life. Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you, Patricia Austin out of Canada. She said, yes, I received this. In your purpose, you'll find peace. Thank you. Thank you. And happy birthday again, girl. She just had her birthday yesterday.
Happy
So, yeah,
birthday!
yes, that's my homie. That's my classmate from back home in Jamaica. Yes. So, so let me see what am I gonna. So, as was read in your bio,
Mhm.
you have been recognized globally for your work in the lives of women and girls. What are some of the awards and citations that you have received?
Well, let me just say again, I could never, ever do what I do without supportive folks in my circle because personally, Joan, it's not me. And I always say to God be all the glory. But the reality is, I live with adult ADHD. So people often wonder, she's all over the place. But God can strategically put you where you need to be for his purpose, and there you'll be fine. So again, the awards are numerous. I was just awarded the Hero Award by the ID Discovery Network in 2021, a Hero Award, which I'm very proud of. I love Discovery Network. Along with that, I have two proclamations from the Prince George's County government for my work in community, as well as a Purple Light Award from the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff. And I've gotten a congressional award from former Congresswoman Donna Edwards and the current Congressman Anthony Brown. And I received a award, senatorial award from um, Senator Mikulski. She's no longer, she's retired. But the Dr. Dorothy Height Award and so many others. But the one that's closest to me is when a woman says that I left the abuser. I got this call 2 weeks ago. Miss Carolyn, you helped me about 7 years ago, and I am now a nurse. I have my own place. I took your advice, and I'm doing well. My family is well, and I am in a healthy relationship. That's the best award that I could ever ask for. Freedom for my sisters.
Yes, 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 yes. And okay, awesome. So let me see. So as again, it is obvious that you have accomplished a lot. So, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment?
Being the mother of two incredible children that bring me a lot of joy, that keeps me humble. Both of my children were born with special needs and they are soaring. I'm just grateful for them. They brought a sense of humanity, humility, and hope. And I'm just proud to be their mother and grateful. It's my greatest accomplishment. It's having my two children.
Okay, awesome. So, this question just popped in my head because we're nearing the end of the show, but I must ask you this because you're such an advocate for women of domestic violence, sexual violence. Before we end today, what words of encouragement would you give to a woman who is in who's in that situation, whether it's domestic violence or sexual violence? What words of encouragement would you offer to that person right now?
I want to say you're a winner because you survived it. You're a winner because you never gave up. You are courageous. You are a warrior. You are an overcomer. You are victorious. And that was not your fault. You did nothing to deserve that. Nothing. And you have no reason to be ashamed and no reason to hide it. If you need any help, there are resources out there. You can reach out to us at sistersforsisters.org. We will help you, we will direct you. But most importantly, I want you to know that you are a amazing, phenomenal woman to come through what you've experienced. And believe me when I tell you, there is a way out. There is a way for you to really walk into your victory circle.
Okay, awesome. So, having said all that, you've been doing this since 1999. You're the motivator, the one that motivates everyone else. How do you keep yourself motivated to be able to carry on your work in such a powerful way?
Well, I just got to be honest. It's nothing but the Lord. I wake up every morning, normally at 3 o'clock, not five, and I read the 91st Psalm and I stay in the Word. I stay watching all kinds of spiritual leaders that I admire, who I know are pouring. But most importantly, I talk to the Lord like, what are we doing here? what would you have me to do about certain situations? And then I do my gratitude journal. I am very serious about that. My book was just released, An Attitude of Gratitude, Grateful. And I my philosophy about gratitude is it is the real game changer. And most of my mentees, I'm a midwife for so many women, and I challenge them to do this and watch it change their lives. And everyone has seen a remarkable difference in just honoring what you have to be grateful for on a daily basis. And then I have a circle of prayer warriors all over the globe that cover me and pray for me and lift me up. And that is what helps me to keep it going. Surrounding my circle being a sacred group of folks that really care about me winning and living the purpose and the mandate on my life. So that
Okay,
would
and
be it.
yeah, you just mentioned something, a midwife, and I have an understanding of what is a midwife. So let me make sure we're talking about the same thing. Please tell us in your own words, what do you mean when you say that you're a midwife?
What I mean is, women come to me, Sister Joan, and they say, Carolyn, I really want to do this business or I want to do this organization. And I was just thinking about it. Well, you should never come to my office. You should never come to me and tell me you have a vision because we are not going to stop until we birth it. We are not going to give up on you. And if you don't believe me, you can ask a whole lot of sisters around the Beltway here in the DMV, and they would say, She pushed me. And they get mad with me, and I still push them. I still push it out of them. And because God's placed some amazing things in these great women, but they just need to be encouraged, they need to be pushed. I am not your pacifier friend. It's going to be like, girl, get it when you can. This is the season now. And I'd like to say, to anyone that's listening, the time is now to prepare. Prepare yourself for your big breakthrough. Prepare yourself for that business that you've always had in your heart. It's the time. So, as a midwife, I will not let them go. I will continue and to persist and push them. And I get texts at least once a week saying, I'm so glad you pushed me. Even though I haven't talked to you in 2 years, I'm doing what you asked me to do. I'm doing what you pushed me to do. I'm ordained now. Oh, I started that business. Oh, that money came that you said. Oh, I did. I get that on the regular. So I don't need to be popular. I need to be purposeful. And that's what I do.
I don't need to be popular. I just need to be purposeful. Love it.
Mhm.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. So, with that being said, we're nearing the end of the show, but is there anything else you would like to share with the viewers to include how they can find you and follow you?
Well, certainly, we invite you to be a part of Sisters for Sisters Inc. as an ambassador or as a volunteer or as a donor, because what we create is a safe, sacred, spiritually stimulating space for sisters to share, succeed, and soar. And so that's our goal, to see you win. I have another business called Sweet Caroline Communications, LLC, and what we do is we have a publication called WIN, Women Inspired News. And our goal is to see all women win. And you can visit us on our website for Sisters for Sisters at sisters with an S, the number four, sisters with an S, um, .org, www.sistersforsisters.org. Or you can also, I have a book out that's new called An Attitude of Gratitude. It's my second gratitude journal, my fifth book, and it is really a life changer and a game changer. And that's an attitude of gratitude.net. It's just been a wonderful time with you, Joan. I feel like everything is good, except I just want a plate of that Caribbean food that you got over there. That's so
I know
nice.
that's right. I know that's right. But before I wrap up, let me just ask my viewers to check out my company, Out in the Fields Real Estate Consulting Firm. And that's the website, that's the phone number, that's the email. We provide residential lending, credit repairs, pre sale and pre rental cleaning, financial literacy, whether you're looking for help with financial goal planning, budgeting, debt management, all of that stuff we can help you with, as seen in this screen right here. Setting goals, setting your financial goals, basic banking, debt management. Hit us up at Out in the Fields LLC and let me help you so that you can be great, okay? Or greater. We all have greatness. We can always be greater. So, um, and if you could please check out my Facebook page when you get a chance. I just posted the flyer for my new book that's coming out in April. It's called The Power of Financial Knowledge. And it's a book, of course, on that deals with financial literacy. And April is Financial Literacy Month, so of course that's a great time to launch that book. So check out my page and sign up with the Zoom link and join me at the book signing. And one more thing before we go, I invite you the second Monday of every month. I have a team here. This is my amazing team. Lillian Milton, who is a resident, helps with residential financing. Stacey McLennan, she's a realtor and investor. Mr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. deals with credit. And of course, this program is called Ask the Expert, and it's the second Monday of every month. And you will have the opportunity to ask us questions, and we will be glad to answer. You know, Miss Carolyn, this what it's about. You know, collaborating, because I could sit here all day, every day, trying to do this thing by myself, and I'm gonna get but so far, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the power of collaboration, and so I collaborate with some of the best and bring them on my team, get them onto out in the fields. They have their own companies, but I get them to be a part of my team, and so together I know that we can do and accomplish a lot. So if you're watching, if you're that entrepreneur who's trying to do it all by yourself, you may want to change that mindset. You may want to collab with some folks, because there is enough to go around.
Mm-hmm.
And what is for you cannot be for anyone else. What is for you is for you. So don't be afraid that somebody's going to take that one good idea that you have, because honestly, sometimes you really need to get rid of that idea, because after a while, that one idea is not that good anymore. And if you continue to sit there and hold on to that one idea, you're going to get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, be a blessing. Be a blessing to others. You were blessed so that you can bless others. The Bible tells us that to whom much is given, much is required. Okay? Be a blessing. If you receive a blessing, and every time you receive that blessing, you continue to hold on to the same blessing. Your hands
Mm,
are filled with the same blessing every day. First of all, you're not even making room for new blessings. And I don't know about you, Miss Carolyn, but I love new blessings. So that's why I always free up what I have. I give away those old blessings so that I can receive new blessings day after day. So please share, please bless others. Of course, it may not always be financially, right?
mm,
But if you have a skill set that you can teach someone else so that they can go out and be great, share that skill set. Everything does not have to come with a dollar sign. Sometimes you can actually help. It's okay to just help, with not expecting anything in return. It's okay. Every now and then you can do that. So if you have a skill set that you can share with another woman, don't let next year, Women's History Month, you know, by next year, Women's History Month, we need to have more women who are walking in their God given purpose, who are
mhm,
walking in their greatness. Why? Because for those of us who are on that path, we are going to go back and we're going to pour into, we're going to help, we're going to make sure that everybody win in this game, because again, there's enough to go around and you cannot go wrong with blessing someone else. We were called to bless. But I tell you one thing though, when you get that blessing, don't just sit there with it. You got to put in the work, because you could want it all day, every day. Until you put in the work, it's not going to happen. You got
mhm,
to put in the work to make whatever it is that you want to do to make it successful. As I always said, Miss Carolyn, it takes both rain and sunshine to build a rainbow. Two
mhm,
things that are so different when put together could be so beautiful. I mean, and your rain, your rain may be that sacrifice that you may have to make, that financial sacrifice, that sacrifice where you may have to miss a few TV shows because you have to sit there and write that business plan. Whatever sacrifice you may have to make, that might be your rain.
mhm.
But your sunshine is going to be that reaping season when you're able to pay your bills without robbing Peter to pay Paul, when you're
Uh,
able to purchase the stuff that you need for yourself without thinking twice, when you're able to go back and bless somebody in the community that is less fortunate. That's your sunshine. So again,
mhm,
it takes both rain and sunshine to build a rainbow. Is it going to be easy? More than likely not. Otherwise, everybody would have been successful. But guess what? You have got to put in the work.
mhm,
And when you are blessed, you have got to bless other people along the way. You were blessed so that you can be a blessing. I
mhm.
thank you so much, viewers, for tuning in, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, whether you're watching on Facebook, and of course, to my fans over there in YouTube Nation. Thank you guys so much for tuning in week after week to Influential Thursday on the Joan Henry Show. Catch me tomorrow on this same platform at 8:30 p.m. for Taste of the Tropics. That's my cooking show. And no, I won't be cooking, but we have Chef Champion out of Kingston, Jamaica. Chef Champion's Kitchen. I don't know what they're going to be preparing, but it's always something interesting. So check us out tomorrow for Taste of the Tropics on the Joan Henry Show. I have been your host, Jamaican Joan. And until next time, you take care and make this $1 million day. Jamaican Joan and the super, super, super amazing Dr. Carolyn White Washington, we are out. Have an amazing night.